or you may not, recall the last time we were in here. The last time you were with me, we performed a somewhat unusual experiment utilizing a little device that we implanted in the side of your head there, and we did some tests mostly around vision, color. Do you remember that? Right, and honestly, I think I'm pretty excited because that experiment worked out so well, and I want to thank you for your willingness is not really the right word because you didn't exactly have a choice, did you? But I want to thank you anyway for being the guinea pig. But I'm sure everything's going to work out just fine, so please don't be concerned, okay? Now I'm just going to take a few little readings just to make sure that everything has worked out fine on the side. Okay, so your little transmitter there is sending and receiving a very strong signal. Very strong. Very, very good. So let me just test it from the side. As expected, it's slightly weaker, but that's okay. It's closer to the surface of the side of your head, so this is the part that we will be dealing with. Okay, so just going to get my tools here, and we are going to make a couple of little modifications to the receiver, okay, and allow it to communicate with its opposite number, which happens to be in here. That's right. I'm going to be downloading some information from here straight into here. Okay? Don't be alarmed. It's not going to be anything dodgy. In fact, I'm hoping you're going to find it quite enjoyable. Quite the experience, actually. I'm looking forward to it. So, let me just get tools ready here. There we go. Nicely sanitized. You can't be too careful, can you, with stuff like that. I think we're ready. So, while I am adjusting your transceiver, I will explain exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, one of the things that still has eluded us as a species has been the ability to transmit and store sensations and experiences. You just can't really do that in the way you would send a document to somebody in their email. It's so much more involved than that. Now, I have spent the last few weeks thinking about a variety of different places that I've been, different memories, and I've really tried to prime those memory engrams so that they are right at the surface, readily available. And I think I'm ready to try it. Now, for security purposes, I'm not going to be trying to download any memories of people, family members, that type of thing. It's going to be pretty much places, moments captured in a certain time. And given the fact, due to circumstances, that many people haven't had the option to travel lately, I'm hoping that this is going to prove to be quite the unique experience for you. And who knows, maybe we're about to start a whole new revolution in something, so let's get on with it, shall we? This first memory is from 2016, when I travelled to New York City. And we went up the Empire State Building at night. It was windy, not too noisy though. You could hear the city. You could feel the life of the dark city below. Some of the memories might appear a little strange, a little fantastical even. Is that what you saw? Tell me, what did you see? Oh, that sounds right. That sounds right. Was it clear? Was it blurry? Was it strange? Okay, so now we're going to do a few more memories here of places around the world. And I'm hoping that your mind is going to interpret these places in its own way. It may be accurate to my own memory, or your mind may fill in the gaps with its own take, its own spin. I can't decide either way because I can't see it. You'll just have to describe to send the next one. Now you should be seeing water, lights in a city. This is Oriental Parade in Wellington, New Zealand, on a warm summer's night. So, how did that look? How did that feel? Right. Did you see the lights twinkling? The blue sky, the dark blue night sky behind the hills? You did. This is amazing. Okay, this is just so good. Now we're going to be taking you to the city of Auckland, which is also in New Zealand, in summertime. We are going to be standing on Takaranga, Mount Victoria, in Devonport, looking upon the city on a warm summer's night. How did that look? How did that feel? Good. Good. This is brilliant. So happy that this is working out so far. Alright, well now we're going to change tack a wee bit. We're going to go to a place called Cape Palliser, which is at the bottom of the North Island, New Zealand. We're gonna sit by the campfire. feel. Yeah, that one is more isolated, more unique, and it's a memory from around about 2005. We didn't have the distraction of our phones when we sat round that fire. That's all we had. How did it look, though? The water was frozen. Oh, you mean it wasn't moving? You know what? When I think of that again, I place so much emphasis on the fire and the heat and the sky that it doesn't surprise me that that doesn't surprise me. Okay, are you ready for the next one? Because this is great. We need to just keep going, right? Okay. Now we are going to go to one of the biggest and noisiest cities in the world, but my memory of this is not noisy. It's very calm, very, very calm. We're going to go and stand by one of the canals in Bangkok, Thailand. I really love this spot because of the buildings, somewhat crammed on one side, and the beautiful trees on the other. It just seems like such a nice contrast to me, and I always love this memory. So, how did that look? How did that feel? Right. Good. Peaceful. Yeah, I think, in reality, if you were to really stand there on any given day, then traffic noise behind you would most certainly be noisy and loud, but that's the incredible thing about memories. It can be very selective, and you can isolate things, and I think that's what I certainly did with that one. Now we're going to go to autumn. We are going to stand by a river in Canada. We're going to stand by a river in Nova Scotia in fall or autumn, whatever you want to call it. See how it feels. Was that peaceful? Pretty calm. Good. Yeah, I like that one too. I love the colours, and it's just a nice memory. Now we're going to stay in Canada. We're going to stay in Nova Scotia. Now this one, forgive me if this one is a little bit more energetic. We're going to go and stand underneath the bridge, the McKay Bridge in Halifax. How was that? Did it feel like sunrise? It's funny, it's a sunrise memory, but I almost said sunset. But we were looking east, so it was most certainly sunrise. But yeah, a little noisier. Could you hear? You could hear stuff. What could you hear? Oh, traffic. That makes sense. Okay, now, well, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm from Scotland originally, in Edinburgh to be specific. The centrepiece of Edinburgh is often considered the castle, but it's also a place called Arthur's Seat, which is an extinct volcano, and I spent so much time there when I was younger, and I'm gonna send that to you right now. was that like? Birds. You could hear birds. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Okay, now we're gonna go back to Asia, to Southeast Asia, to a landlocked country called Laos. The biggest city in Laos, the capital called Vientiane. And down by the Mekong River, just across the border from Thailand, it was always warm and muggy. You could hear the insects making their sounds, the river boats. Yeah. Do you like that one? Good, good, good. Alright, we've got a couple more, okay? If this works out well, we could sell this as some sort of travel experience, make a lot of money. Have a think about it. Okay, now we're going to go back to New Zealand again. And I've chosen this memory because it's a place that a lot of people don't go. Locals do, but a lot of tourists don't go. So it wouldn't surprise me if the images I'm gonna send you are unfamiliar and something you haven't come across before. This is a place called Castle Point, which is a few hours' drive from Wellington on the east coast of the North Island. It's just this really nice natural harbour with strong waves and beautiful rocks. How did that feel? Nice. It's a nice spot. I'm glad you got to experience it. Now, last but not least, we're going to go back to Wellington. And I have this memory of the harbour, which a friend of mine called the Fingers of God. And that was because there was always these times when the rays of the sun would just come blasting through the clouds. And this memory is one of those. How was that? Good. Yeah, that's one of my favourites. You didn't see any people? No. Did you hear anything? Birds. You heard the bird calling it? Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right to me. Was it an unusual bird call? Almost like there was a slightly metallic ping. Yeah? That would be a tui. Yeah, native bird to New Zealand. Well, I would call that a success. I have many more memories that we could transmit into your mind, but we need to be careful. We don't want to overload things and go crazy, so I think we'll end it there for now, okay? Right. Just have another double check. Side. And the side. No headaches. No strange feelings. Awesome. Well, if you like that, maybe we can do it again. Thanks again for coming in and participating in this experiment. I know you didn't have any choice, but I hope it was enjoyable nonetheless. Now you take care, and I will see you next time.